Y'all see all these beautiful faces up here? These are some of the immediate members of the park team. Some of y'all on here may not even know that you're part of the team.
These are the people that we reached out to that agreed that they would like to help and be a part of the team. So this is obviously we got Uncle Bethel. So he's the main historian, the leader of it. So, but these are all the other people. Now, to start it, some of the initial reasons for starting the park team is hunger for self-knowledge. We want to know who we are, where we came from. You know, not just the history that we have, but we want to know the true history and everything about it. And obviously we want to continue to work at Bethel Poole. The beginning of this was kind of like a search for Georgia's mother. And because like going throughout the history, we kind of figured that if we find her, we can kind of might be able to find our roots back to Africa and where we come from that part of the world. And another part of what we want to get together and organize an official family tree, an official family narrative, so that we can have it's more true than speculation. So these are some of the things that we thought we knew about some of the research that we got done. Some of the things that we were told was that George was born in Virginia, and that Seth Poole, George was George Poole's father, and he owned him, and he was owned by him. And just real quick, George Poole was the oldest child of so-called Seth Poole, but there was Peter Poole, and there was other brothers and sisters along the way. But we also thought that George Poole inherited the land from Seth, and that our family was started in Stevens, Mississippi. And that the entire family of George's line was mulatto, and that we didn't leave the South until the 1940s.
I want to welcome my mama, who's also an elite member of the park team. And I would love for y'all to give her a round of applause. She's been doing a lot of work over the years.
Basically what they wanted me to interject is how easy and difficult it is to do your ancestry. Years ago, when Uncle Bethel started, again, he had limited resources. He did a remarkable job. Talking to people, interviewing people. Where's he at? Now, to my knowledge, do you have any expertise in interviewing? Have you done it for a job? No. He was the average Bethel. Going out with a pencil and a piece of paper, talking to people. Guess what? That takes a lot of work and a lot of patience. You know why? Because people forget stuff. When I started, I'm a foot soldier. I like digging. I did not go to Ancestry.com. I didn't do all those things that are out there, that up and coming things. I like doing the footwork, just like he did. But guess what? These young whippersnappers, they know everything there is to know about the internet. And you know what that means? They can find more documentation, they can find all the names, they can find the children of people that didn't even know that they was connected. All these things together will help us know who we are and who we were. Now, why is that important? Well, even in the Bible it says that so-and-so begot so-and-so. Now, do you think that if that was not important, it would be in the Bible? It is important that you know where you come from. Can somebody tell me why? Because you don't want to marry your first husband. That's why. Now, we're laughing, but I come from Newburgh in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's a very small community, but it's an old community. It goes all the way back to slavery. My husband's people were slaves at Farmington. Newburgh community is made up of a whole bunch of people that went to high school together. And they went steady. If you go to a funeral, you will see people who are kin people. And everybody's whispering, they go together. That's why you need to know who you are and where you come from. There are tools out there now where you can find out who your people are. These young people have found things that we never thought we'd be able to find. That's why it's important. I would like all y'all to embrace their endeavors. Thank God for Bethel Poole, because guess what? You know, I just told him, if it wasn't for him, we would not have one leg to stand on. Somebody in every family has to take the lead in that. And it is important. You don't want to walk down the aisle right before you say I do, or they ask, is there anybody here who wants to stop this thing? And somebody said, that's your first time. You don't want that to happen. So it's very important. And they didn't tell me what to say. So I might be way off the ship. I might be way off.
Tell Tank Burger.
But it's important that everybody know, and tell your children and your children's children. You got that?
And one of the things that she said that she's very, when she brought me in, she was studying all these slave narratives. And I started reading it, and she got me hooked. And you know, reading these slave narratives helped me to be closer in tune with the mind of what was going on during these times. And it also gave you clues into who was who and how what their character was. And I learned that early on from being connected to my mom. So that was one of the tools. Another tool, when we heard about Seth Poole, we looking for Seth Poole, we see Petty Poole, we see with a Y, we see Petty Poole with an I, we see P Poole, we see Poole with no E, Poole with E. I done seen Seth spelled different ways. They marry the same people, same name, marry women with the same name. So it's very hard to track this stuff. You gotta have patience and discipline. And those are things that I learned from my mom, and as from my own testimony, she learned them things from studying at Peter Bethel Poole. So we're gonna keep it moving. Right here, the earliest records found connecting our family to America. Brother Murray, he talked about how we want to find George Poole's mother to see how we're connected to Africa. You know, but when people right now, you know, Trump in office, he talking about y'all need to go back to Africa. You know, well, trace your people back. And what we know, that Trump guy, his people, they immigrants. They from Germany, right? Yeah. Right? But we got people, Jane Parkiaga, she from right here. We got blood that traced to this land. We got every right to this land to claim this land. More than Trump and his boy, you know. So, right here we have, in our research, some of the things that we heard, we started to look at an alleged mother. We're very close to getting the concrete evidence of these things. But we have to make a disclaimer that without having that finite evidence, we have to say alleged or suspected, or in this case, speculation. So, Leona Crowder, born 1802, birthplace Virginia. That is the alleged mother of George Poole. We'll go into detail about that a little bit later. We have a William W. Poole, born 1801-02, and we have a Seth Poole, who we've for a long time been told is George Poole's father. These are the speculation of the birth father. George Poole's siblings. I don't know how many people in the room are aware of George Poole's siblings, some of the names, but we are honored to have some of the descendants of George Poole's siblings right here in this room. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. And from what Uncle Bethel said, we had more that used to come to the reunion. And so one of the major works of the PART team is to try to build these bridges again, make these connections so that we can fill these rooms up. And not only just for the reunion, but all year round do different things so that we can be a family once more, a stronger family once more. But we got Albert Poole, we got Peter Poole. Again, that's the descendants right here in this room. You got to raise y'all's hand. We got Martin Poole, we got Delilah Poole Frank, and we have Arabia Poole Henry, and Lemuel Poole. Some of y'all are familiar with, these are some things that hopefully a lot of y'all know. But if you don't, we just saying it just in case. His Jane and George Poole, their kids, William Budweiser, who they call Uncle Bud, Claudia Jane, is her name became, Parky Poole, Christopher Columbus Poole, Mary Poole, Benson Poole, Myers Poole, Bethel Poole, and Martin Van Poole. And down here you can see again that we got blood tied to this land. We got blood tied to Africa too. But while we walked through, I don't know how many of y'all drove here, but y'all drive through Tennessee and you go through the mountains and you just like, oh man, when I ride through Tennessee, it just does something to my heart. To see them big cuts in the mountain, them big views. Like Tennessee is a beautiful place. But I think the reason why it speaks to me like that is because I got James blood in me. You do too. So pay attention to that. But here are some of the ethnic groups or the nations of Native Americans that she possibly came from. We're still doing the research, and hopefully by next reunion we might have some more information about that. This is Reverend Bethel Poole. This is the son of George Poole, who is most of our descendants in this room. Now we had a picture here of Nathaniel Poole, who is the son of Reverend Bethel Poole, who is many of the progenitor of the people in this room. How many of y'all can name Nathaniel Poole's children? Raise a hand.
Now, have you named in order?
Yeah.
No. Not in order.
That's fair.
Uncle Elsie, Uncle Junior, Uncle Tom, Uncle Sonny, Uncle Ray, Uncle Bethel, Lily Pearl, Uncle Amos, Lily Pearl, Velma, Emma, Molly, Sonny. Uncle Molly. I said something. Oh, that's Uncle Elsie.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Yes.
You said that.
Is that
You
it?
did? Okay, that's it.
That's it?
Let's give her a round of applause.
And their favorite niece is Tina.
It's evident though. She definitely knows. All right. So when we look at the history, we got around the United States again. When we walk around the United States, don't let these people tell you that you need to go on somewhere. You know, this land is my land, this land is your land. Hey, we got roots here. We've been here a long time before a lot of these other people. All right. So Virginia, 1700, 1800s. When you look at the Pooles, the quote-unquote Pooles from Europe, they came to Virginia. When we look at George Poole's alleged mother, Leona Crowder, her birthplace is Virginia. All right, that's in the early 18th century, and in some cases the 17th century. Here in Georgia, we'll be going into some details, but some of the major finds that we found of George Poole's siblings, their birthplace is Georgia. We'll be going into some detail about that, but not Steens, Mississippi, or Virginia for that matter. Tennessee, obviously we talked about Jane Parker. 1840 to 1865, Mississippi. We'll go into some details about how we ended up there. 1860 to 1870, Alabama. And then back, 1870 to 1940, Mississippi. So one of the things that when my mom was talking about tools, one of the tools that we use, one of the major tools that we used was our elders and being able to have serious conversations. about some of the memories that they had about the people that we've been looking up. And in that process, that's a real sensitive thing. And in many cases, if you don't get it, while it's good, you might not ever get it again. Like my grandmama, Effie, you know what I'm saying? She dealing with, you know what I'm saying, these issues that a lot of the older people are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? They call it old timers, Alzheimer's, these types of things. And so if you don't get it right now, you might not have a chance tomorrow. And we gotta document these stories. It's important to get that. And that's one of the essential things that we're trying to do with the PAR team. So we have some footage we want to share. First, it might be to her surprise, but we have some footage of Aunt Estelle giving that raw, the real, about what was going down in Steens, Mississippi.
This was a conversation that my aunt was telling me about my great-grandfather Nathaniel, and one of the things that when he was trying to buy land and some of the problems that he had once he was trying to buy land, and this is one of the stories that she told me.
He was a black man in Mississippi. That's the reason why I say he was a hell of a man. And all them brothers built their houses, new houses shortly after that. And the white man them took all of his land and even made Tom them pay for it. Claimed that the timber that him and boy cut, they made him pay for timber. So this man took Papa's land. Took it.
That's why I got rid of man. You got no trouble?
He hadn't too much. Well, no, at that time they done took so much of the land, And then Papa went to court with his shit. But that white man said when. And then after that, Papa went and bought him a brand new Chevy. Bought him a brand new Chevy. I think that time money.
They took the land that he had just bought?
Yeah. They took a portion of that land and then made a young from them. He had to pay for them cutting their timber off of it because the white man said it was his land. He moved the land where he wanted to move.
Who the person that they bought it from took it back?
No, the man it was adjoining to. So his land was next to the Baylock.
Oh, okay.
And Baylock moved the line.
Oh, okay.
So they ain't nobody trying to measure and this and that. I don't know.
He was the
Yeah, he was the sheriff down there. Shit,
You don't take the white man word.
that white man, yeah, you can go no court talking about no bringing no white man to court. Shit, you crazy? Him and 3 other guys got over 100 and some acres of whatever body it was. I think they bought it was pretty close to 500 acres. And they took it and bought so much of it, and that's where they had to deed it on. And anyway, Papa was borrowing money from the bank. But anyway, when he went to pay the white man for the land, in 2 years' time, Tom said your grandfather made 2 crops. And he made enough cotton and stuff to go and pay that man that money. And Papa went over there gonna pay him for that land. And the white man would not take it. He told him to lay it on the doorstep. He wouldn't take it out of his hand. And Papa paid for that 100 and some acres of land. And then go down Bastard wouldn't even take the money out of his hand. Yeah. And your grandfather went and bought a new Chevy. That right there today, that is it. Bought a new Chevy and the mayor of the town didn't have a new Chevy. And this nigga gonna go and buy a Chevy, and then that show you how stubborn Papa had nothing enough to blow the horn of the mayor's wife was jaywalking. Papa took it in his home. Asked me when we go to jail.
That's what we came in. That's what you.
That's what you was talking when you said you would go down there and he'd be in jail.
They were started for about.
What do you think the mental institution? They drove him crazy. They took his land, his house was done burned down, and all these things just come back. And they said when they found him, he was naked at the church in the pulpit. He lost his mind, he just blowed his mind. The black man didn't have no chance. You know somebody do you that way and you know they done you wrong. And the pressures and stuff, and
how long did he die? Like right after that?
Oh, no. Hell no. Talking about die. He went over there, because when I married into the family, he was still over at the mental hospital. And Papa got himself together and come out of that and build that home that you seen down there. A 5-bedroom ranch.
I was curious as to where or when George's mother, or where George's mother was from. I don't know for sure if this was George's mother or if this, the name was Lenore, L-E-N-O-I-R, yeah, Lenore. She was in Martin Van's house. Martin's house. That was George's brother. That was George's brother. She was in his household in 1870. And she was, I think, 60-some years old at the time. And there was a man, his name was Henry, but I don't know what was his last name. But I got the picture that him and Lenore was married at one time, but they were living apart. One was in one brother's house, the other was in the other brother's house. And his name was Henry, and let's see, as you said, she was 60 something in 1870. 60. Because if she was 60 something in 1870, that would, and George was born in 1818, yeah, that would put her around, like, being born between 18 and 1810, 1818, right, that area. And I kept saying that might have been George's mother, those boys' mother, right? Okay. But then I talked to my cousin that lives in Detroit. She said she didn't think so. She think that might have been Martin's wife's mother. That's what she think, but she wasn't sure either. What was Martin's wife's mother was named Lucinda. Martin's wife was Lucinda? Yeah. And this Leona, whatever, and I can't think of the name, was her brother. Might have been her mother. If I can find that information.
Again, he mentioned the name Leona at the end. We have been bouncing around this name, Lenora. We heard of Lucinda, and so while we're listening to, recording these conversations, we can go back to some research, see how stuff is popping up, because when Uncle Bella was doing it, he's getting hard copies of these census and stuff. And so at this point in time, they're like digitally recording these things and trying to figure out what this wild handwriting, what these spellings are. And so we was taking that information and going to try to find it. So when we found in 1870, like he said, Leona Crowder. Now you can see right here, this is the census. Right here is George Poole and his family. There's James, there's Mary, Miles, Martin Van Poole, his son George, or there's George that is something that we're still looking into, and then there's a WMO, that's William Poole, and then there's Leona Crowder, she's 68, birthplace Virginia. Here above is Martin Poole, this is George's brother. Albert Poole is also George's brother as well. But in the household of Martin Poole, you see Henry Crowder. He's about 13 years younger than Leona Crowder. And so we're questioning whether or not he is the possible separated husband or just relative, like a brother or a cousin of Leona Crowder. So these are things that we're still looking into. But one of the things that jumped out at us is when we was looking at this census, this is in 1870, this is in Alabama. Now this thing Mississippi. Alright? When we look at all these black people and a lot of people on here, there's a group of white people here. And at the top of it, there's a guy named W.M.W. Poole, born in 1801. First time it jumps out at us, we like, who is this? Born the same time as Leona Crowder. So we started getting early suspicions about that. So again, we kept on hearing about Seth Petty Poole being the father of George. So we kept on digging. You see Seth here. This is in Lowndes County in 1870. We also see John Harris down there. Just pay attention to that name, because it's going to keep on coming up. Here, this is 1865. It says right here, Seth Petty Poole, he's a planter. This is in Lowndes County, Mississippi. Right there, it says he got 22 field hands. Alright? So, this Seth Petty Poole in Lowndes County is only one that we found. Seth Petty Poole in Lowndes County, Mississippi. Here, again, like I was telling you about my mom, one of the early tools we learned is digging into slave narratives. So we've been digging through many slave narratives, and we popped up on this one slave narrative by a brother named Henry Gibbs.
This is Henry Gibbs talking, the slave.
She would call her Master and Mistress Buckler. You know, young Mars John Cottrell married Antoinette Cooper, and they never had any children. Parson Ellis, the father of Jesse, was a primitive Baptist preacher. I don't know how come, but he got where he didn't want any slaves. He just concluded to turn them all over to Mr. Seth Poole, P-O-O-L. And he stayed with Mr. Poole until he died after the surrender. Mr. Poole was a deacon in his church, you know, where Church Hill Cemetery. Well, there was a church right there. It was moved when Mr. Flanagan bought his place from a missionary Baptist Parson Harris. You know, Mr. E.H. Dexter's house is a part of that church. He has added compartments to it.
So this is Henry Gibbs right here. It's 1870. This is at the time that we in Alabama, in Sanford, Alabama. But he's talking about that he was at this church, or his master, people he's associated with, they wound up being involved with some church. And he mentions Seth Poole by name. Now when you look at this on FamilySearch.org, what it does is it shows you, like you see this 38, 38, 38, 38. This is the same land plot where they're at. And you see Seth Petty Poole and Martha J. Poole right there. So from just scouring different slave narratives and then finding that he's talking about Seth Petty Poole, we see that he's on the same land as him. So the next step was, okay, like who are some of the people that he's mentioning? So we find Ellis, and we found, what we did is that I was able to determine a good date for when they were born and his wife. December 26, 1818, and then death is December 31st. He died at 78. I started seeing this West Point. He even mentioned it in the thing, West Point. I'm like, what is this West Point? Where's Lowndes County? And so I started reading more slave narratives, and he even said it, and he was like, you know, it's part of the Four Corners or something like that.
Right, Four Corners.
What I kept on reading, found out that Lowndes County used to be bigger, and then they separated it. And what's crazy is that when they founded West Point, the first board member was Seth Petty Poole. It was a big deal. Because we found this guy. Alright? Right here, his mother, he was born December 26, 1818 to Philip and Anna Winfrey Poole of North Carolina. We've been here in South Carolina. That's close. Alright? Right here it says on 14th of April, 1842, he was married to Miss Martha J. Hullerman in what was then Lowndes County, but is now Clay County. Again, giving us that information we needed to look for him and where he's at. But their union has not been blessed by the birth of any children. That don't mean nothing, because these folks was making babies and wasn't claiming. Right? Okay. But it says that out of their kindness of their hearts, they gave a home to Alice Huxley, an orphan, and she is now with the wife of Lemuel Crump. Alright, it says Mr. Poole and his wife are members of a Presbyterian church. Alright, and he has held office of supervisor of the county 6 years. First while it was Lowndes County, and was the first supervisor after it was organized as Clay County. He made a faithful and capable official, and in every relation of life, he has discharged his duties in the manner of becoming an upright Christian gentleman. Again, in the context of him being a super slave owner. Here, if you look at the map, this is West Point, this is Steens, Mississippi. All our research, this is Columbus. We looking over here. And we not even paying attention to that. All of this used to be Lowndes County. Right here, you see this is Lowndes County, this is little bitty Lowndes County. That's modern Lowndes County. But all of this, when Henry Gibbs was talking about the four corners, this is the four corners. All of that. So we had, this is where Henry Gibbs is from. That help me please, because I don't know how to say that. Okotebeha. Atibaha.
Mississippi. Oh, Tibaha.
See, I gotta take some lessons. I gotta go down to Mississippi and give you some courses. Alright, so this helped us to find this. Okay. This helped us to find this. This is the tombstone of Seth Petty Poole. Well, we find this is born in 1818. George Poole was born in 1818 or 1822. And you know what that tells us? In the case of George Poole, Seth Petty Poole, you are not the father. We got some young people in the audience. We had to lighten the mood. We don't get it, y'all. Alright. What we did find, though, is that in 1865, on the dead end of slavery, this is Seth Petty Poole. That's George Poole right there with 5 dependents at age 35. That's Jane right there, age 25 or 23. This is a document that they had to sign. They work every year. That is re-signed every year. Basically, he was working and getting paid. He wasn't owned by Seth Petty Poole, but he was such a good worker, they hired him to get paid. And he used that work ethic to do much more. Here we see Seth Petty Poole. This is in Township 17. This is in 1870. Right here below it, Township 17. Again, you see John Harris. We're going to go back to the slave narrative. It talks about a Parson Ellis. It talks about a primitive Baptist church. So we did an investigation and we found a church. Lebanon Primitive Baptist Church. Here you see that it was a Jesse Ellis, and he said his father was named Joseph Ellis. Alright, and what we found is who owned the property right next to it was W.W. Poole. That same W.W. Poole where they was in Alabama together with Leon and Crowder. Right, he was buried right there by that church. This is his tombstone right here. See him right here? He's in Lowndes County, 1850. Say he a planter, all right? Say he a planter. Okay, I don't want that to be known. Again, this is in Alabama, 1870. The whole family, all right? This is in 57, 58. This is an agreement that he had with Fayette, Alabama to build a road from Fayette, Alabama to Columbus, Mississippi. Now, it said that he was a planter, not a road builder. Where did he get that labor to build that road? From the family. Now, what we found is that this is Fayette, Mississippi. You good?
Yeah.
This is Fayette, Mississippi. Fayette, Alabama. This is Lowndes County, Mississippi. See how it's right there? Alright, you go to Google Maps, now they got highways and stuff now. We ain't building no highway. We probably build one of them gravel roads like Anastel was talking about in the interview. But we did like with Google Maps if you wanted to walk or ride your bike from Fayette to Columbus, Mississippi. And what we found is on this map, it rides right over Stings, Mississippi. So imagine in 57, 58, 59, or 60, enslaved, we are building this road and we see like, ooh, this is a nice piece of land right here. If I ever get a piece of something, I want it there. Keep moving. Right here, Fayette, Alabama. W.W. Poole and his wife Mary Ann. Right here you see in Mississippi, and right below it you see James Harris. And right here you see John R. Harris. This is in Lowndes County, Mississippi, 1880. The interesting thing about 1880 is this right here. This is the deed that we got from Bethel Poole that shows George Poole bought this land for $750. We didn't wait for 40 acres and a mule, we tripled that junk. And we got 120 acres and bought it outright. We ain't waiting for nobody to give us nothing. Alright? But right here, you see that he bought it from John R. Harris. Same guy keep on popping up with Seth Petty Poole and this William W. Poole. So we looking for Seth Petty Poole. We found him on Waverly Plantation. If you out in Mississippi, you need to find what there's some history there. But we found that he's a lending. He was one of the biggest landowners. All right, but we found him in Waverly Plantation, and these two, SP Poole, is him right here. All right, it talked about how he was, after the surrender, he was selling all his land or whatever, just had to get rid of it, the black people. But there at Waverly, usually when you think about a plantation, it's just one house, and it's just one owner. But on Waverly Plantation, there was a bunch of farms and stuff like that. And so in this thing in particular, you would rent the land from the owner, and you would be like in a sharecropping type of situation. Where they had rented it out, we see G Poole right here. You see, like, I mean, we're asking, where did he get the money from? Did somebody give him the money to do it? No. He was a worker. Him and his family spent $750 to get that land, and here it prove it. Just alone in cotton, he made $1,200. He was only paying $120 in rent. So y'all can do some good math. Y'all know he had enough money to spend $750 to buy that land outright. And our ancestors, our people, our family got that history. 15 years after slavery ended, we buying 120 acres. We ain't waiting on nobody. And it didn't end. After we came together as a family, they were still making money. And we didn't just stay stuck in Mississippi. We started reaching out, started investigating. We told you, Jane, she's from Tennessee. What gave George and Jane's son the audacity to start traveling out to Tennessee? We believe that if we start digging into this family, we might find some more history about Jane. We also found a Leona Crowder in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, after they had moved there after some time. So whether they named her after her, whatever, we see that name pop up in Tennessee. We were moving around. This is when else, like when Lonnie, when Junior and all them was moving to Ohio, we was already there in 1918, Ohio. Because Martin Van Poole, his family had moved up there. We migrated to Arkansas. Martin, the family of George, the brother of George, they moved to Arkansas, him and his whole family. Wrapping it up. All right. What I want y'all to see is that we come from royalty, y'all. I don't know if you know these names, but we was brought through the worst imaginable experiences, and we survived by maintaining large families and businesses. We staying connected, didn't let the foolishness separate us and from doing what was necessary. And so we want to use it as an example, but we also have people right now that still digging. You know, and so we got people that have done the DNA. We find out that we are West African dominant. We also Central African dominant. We have one of the sisters right, Sister Lenise, please raise your hand. Alright. You can talk to her. We still trying to do the investigations into this. This is traveling back and forth to Africa, to Ghana. You see that? What that say right there? Ivory Coast, Ghana, 21%. we see a 36%. That's Peter Poole's great-granddaughter right there.
Shanique.
The descendant, Shanique. Peter Poole, this is George Poole's brother. They got 36% from Ivory Coast, Ghana. If you know about anything about Ivory Coast and Ghana, if you see Benin, Togo, those are really all the same people. That's a Akan, you know what I'm saying? That's an Ewe, you know, they're the same people. That blood is in us, y'all. Alright, so we still digging. And so these short-term goals that we have for the part team, you can find more about it on this website here. But one of the first things I would say, we want to do a DNA test, at least a paternal, of Beverly Poole. And we're going to be trying to get some funds together to get that test from African ancestry so we can get some specifics about the particular tribes that we come from. Because that could add to the story. It ain't enough to know, but it's enough to know that we was building houses, y'all. Come find, we was building roads. So we was obviously probably doing that before we became slaves. And that can add to the story about who we are. It's things you can tell your son, your daughter about who we are. That can help her to decide, make the decisions in her career, in her life, you know what I'm saying, about who she is. We got a census. That's the major way that we're going to try to collect as much information as we can. I'll end with this, is that if you go to that website, we need everybody in this room, please. Anybody that you know in this family, fill out, like, look, when Obama became president, y'all fill out them census like hotcakes, all right? This is a census so that we can find each other. Slavery did a horrible thing to us as far as disconnecting us. There's thousands of us around this country. You could be living next door to your cousin, don't even know it. Your child will wind up marrying them. We need to do the due diligence. And so it's as simple as you just answering several questions on this census that we already have prepared for you on the website. If you fill it out, it'll help us to move forward. And lastly, this official family tree, the Simpsons, y'all, they got a family tree. That's look way more extensive than ours. But ours is going to be way more extensive this after the part team do what they're supposed to do. But the family narrative, all of the different types of stories, that, like you heard from Honest Dale, from Uncle Bethel, all of us got stories of people that done passed on. We need to record these stories. These need to be the storybooks. These need to be the lullabies and the stories we tell our kids before they go to sleep. So they waking up feeling powerful about who they are, the blood is running through their veins.